Welcome to the call, everyone. Lindsay and I are so excited to have this call tonight.
Yes.
This year has been awesome. January, February, March, between the two of us, I think we've had 7 people promote to gold. Total, we have 6 or 7. But anyway, we have 4 that we know of that's going to share their story tonight, and possibly 5 if she can get on. But just like all gold ambassadors, they're out there working their business, and not everyone could be on tonight, and that happens. But I did want to give a shout out to our gold ambassadors. We have Sherry Kemp, we have Sabrina Reinhart, Missy Scheibe, Tiffany Hill, and Jamie Taylor. So you guys are rocking and rolling. We are so proud of you. Jamie, Lindsay, do you want to say something to these ladies?
Yes, I am very proud of you guys for your determination. It takes a lot to stay where you are for so long and then decide one day, I'm tired. I'm not going to do it anymore, and just push and go. And that is exactly what each one of you gals did. And I am so proud of each one of you for your determination.
And what's really, really neat about this is every one of these girls has a different story.
Yes.
And I know without a doubt that those of you who are on the webinar tonight to learn how to get to gold, you're going to connect with 1 or 2 or maybe all of these girls, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it wasn't necessarily easy. They actually had to work for this, and they did. So listen to their stories, take it to heart, and take some notes. They're going to share with you their testimony, and it's going to be short and sweet, to the point with each of them. I think we said, 3 or 4 minutes? So listen to these girls, friend them on Facebook, follow them, because these girls are going to be great leaders. They're already leading great. So I'm excited. I guess I wrote down Sherry's name first. So Sherry, would you like to share first?
Sure. Okay. Well, I joined in October of 2013. I loved the products, and I signed a couple of ambassadors right away, and signed Missy Scheibe, but the other ambassadors I had signed right away did not get welcome packs and then dropped out real quick. And so I didn't go silver. I thought I was going to, but I didn't. So no silver. Then I thought I was working the business, but I really wasn't. I wasn't doing good follow-up. I wasn't doing IPAs. And so I did get some customers. I did get my products paid for, but I wasn't ranking up. And so finally, just slow and steady, won the race. And I did hit silver last summer, because I did keep posting and doing some things to keep my business moving forward a little bit at a time. And then life hit last fall, and I got really bogged down and lost my momentum. Thankfully, Missy kept her momentum going and kept things moving along, and that really helped me get going again at the beginning of March. And in March, I really hit it again. Some old seeds came to fruition, and one of my Facebook posts really took off and got a lot of interest, and all the hard work between that and all the hard work that Missy had been putting in, I was able to hit gold way before I thought that I would. Now I have momentum, and now I know how to follow up, and I reach out and I act bold, and I'm really hungry for it now. So now I know I can do it, and I feel like I'm going to just fire right on to senior gold. So that's my story.
Thank you so much. I wanted to jump in real quick and say that I forgot to mention one of our gold ambassadors, Christine Clark. I don't know why I forgot her name, but she turned gold in February, and she actually has a meeting with someone tonight and can't be on. So she is sharing plexus with someone, but I wanted to give her a shout out since I didn't say her name a while ago. So proud of her as well. Okay. All right, Sabrina, would you like to share?
Yeah. So my story is a little, I guess, kind of different than others. I originally joined Plexus back in September of 2014, and I was signing up for the business opportunity. I was a fairly healthy person, so I really didn't think I needed the products, but I was going to take them so I could get my own testimony. I went silver pretty quickly. I think I silvered in November of 2015. And things were going great. Momentum was going great. People were jumping on my team. And then in, what was it, May of 2015. Did I say I joined in 2014 or 15? Because I joined in 2014. I'm sorry. But May of 2015, our team kind of took a pretty big hit. And the girl that had originally sponsored me decided she wanted to leave Plexus and start with another company. And that really affected my mindset and just really drug me down. I was working my business, but I wasn't putting forth the effort that it really took to build my team and to rank up and to be successful. So this was going on for months. I went to a convention. I loved it. I was like, okay, I'm ready to do this. Convention got me all hyped up, but once we got back home, it just kind of fell off again. And so the last couple of months, starting January, I was really getting tired of just sitting at silver. I didn't have very many active ambassadors on my team. I had a total of 32 people under me, but I think only 7 of them were actively working their business and trying to make an effort. So I just finally got tired of being stuck where I was. And so starting in January, I started to just say, okay, I've got to do this. Let's add people. And slowly people started to come around. I had a couple more girls that decided they wanted to work their business. And it wasn't until March that I just finally said, okay, this is the month it's going to happen. And I was one of those people. I worked my business during March, and I had a person join at the beginning, but not much in between. And on March 31st, I woke up that morning with 35 points in my back office, and I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And by the grace of God and my hard work, I was able to pull off gold with literally, I think, 2 minutes left before 11 o'clock. I think I added 7 people to my team that night. And I had one of my new ambassadors go silver with just in a couple of hours of jumping on board with me. So if I can do this in one night, imagine what you can do with the whole month you have to really put your blood, your sweat, your tears, everything you have into your business. And I know that if I continue to do what I'm doing, I'm going to hit my silver, senior gold by the end of this month. Anything is possible when you put your mind to it and you sit down and you work your business. You will be amazed at what happens and what comes about. I had people that were inactive for months order product for me and were willing to do their part to help me get to my promotion as well. So it just takes you reaching out to a few people and just following up with them to get to where you want to be. And so it was a long journey to gold, but it was well worth it. And what I learned, what it takes to actually work your business and be successful.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
What did you do that last day of the month that you weren't doing prior, that you realize now is what you need to be doing?
Oh my gosh, I was reaching out to everybody. I reached out to all my inactives that were underneath me. I reached out to all my fence sitters. I reached out to the ones that were my preferred customers that hadn't ordered for a while. I even reached out to some family and said, hey, I know you've been wanting to do Plexus. Can you order? And they did it. All it takes is reaching out and talking to people. Those follow-ups and making sure you're following up with your preferred, your inactives, it is all well worth it because it works. So the big thing is make sure you follow up. And
we had somebody ask, We had somebody just ask, did you message or did you call people?
I did both. I had my phone plugged in, and I was on the phone, I was on my computer, I was on my iPad. I was using everything to get it done. And it works. It absolutely worked. By the time 11 o'clock rolled around, I was so nervous. My stomach was in knots, just waiting for that. Yes, she actually did it. And it was amazing. Like, like I said, I can do this in one night, just 35 points in my back office, you can move mountains in 30 days with your business.
That's right. When you change your mindset and decide, okay, no more of this, tiddlywink work. I'm actually going to work it, and I'm going to call people, and I'm going to message people and follow up like I'm supposed to. You can do anything. Imagine what would happen if you would have done that from the beginning of the month,
Right. And if I had been doing this all along with my business, there's no doubt that I wouldn't be an Emerald by now. No doubt in my mind.
Mm-hmm. And so I have one last question for you, and then we'll move on to Missy. So since all the excitements that occurred on the 31st of March and you hitting gold, what has now started happening in your business?
Oh my gosh.
Prior?
People are coming out of the woodworks. People that have been ghost on me since the very beginning. My fence sitters, the other fence sitters, they are just coming out of the woodwork. When they see that you are being successful in your business, they say, okay, this is actually working. She wasn't crazy. She is doing what she said she was going to do. I've had several people message me daily, and I've already signed up 2 people this month. I've got 1 more signing up tonight once we're off this. I mean, they just come out of the woodwork because they don't think you're as crazy as you sound.
Right. And you now have people actually joining for the business opportunity, which is a big change as well.
Yeah, and I can tell you, my ambassador that went silver, that first night he joined, has 6 people joining between today and next week. I mean,
Yay!
It is amazing.
How exciting.
What happens once you get your mindset where you want it to go.
The bug catches.
It does.
Well, thank you so much for sharing, Sabrina. I couldn't be
you.
prouder of you for the hard work and effort that you have put in and that you are continuing to put in. No doubt that,
Thank you.
Your goat is just right around the corner.
Thank you.
Ivy. I can't unmute, so Renee will have to unmute you. Missy is our next guest speaker. Missy went gold last month as well, and she's excited to tell you about her journey.
Yeah, thanks for having me, you guys. I just want to say that I started in November 11th of 2013, and I loved the products. It did a lot of things for me with my health. It helped from my energy level and not requiring constant naps on the weekend. It helped my gut health, no more stomach issues, no more canker sore issues. I mean, it was just a lot of great health benefits for me, and a lot of people saw that and wanted to join in. But like Sherry had said, where, there for a while at the beginning, I kind of, quote, thought I was working the business, and I really wasn't. I thought, going to some meetings and posting a little bit here and, wearing my Plexus t-shirt counted, but I was trying, but it really wasn't cutting it. And I think for me, the big game changer was in 2014, that would have been 2014 Super Saturday. 2015 and Super Saturday. That's when I was like, oh my gosh, I just had those great motivating speakers and everything. I mean, it just really fired me up. And then that's when I, on the way to the Italian restaurant, I signed up for convention and was really gung-ho. And I mean, I just really started working harder. And I know that I remember seeing my paycheck double after January. From January to February, my paycheck doubled just because of Super Saturday, because I took those ideas and put them to work. And, you know, from then on, I just kept trying and trying. I really think that some of the things that really helped me was locking arms with people who are like-minded with me, and really focusing with them and talking with them daily and messaging with them and getting ideas from them and really running with the people that want to do this. I also think staying committed to your income producing activities and is huge, because you've got to send those messages. You've got to keep being bold is huge. Another thing is making time for your business and really setting some business hours and working that hard. And sometimes that does mean giving up some things, you know, giving up some family time, giving up some of those things you want to do. But you know that if you want things to go good with Plexus, you need to give some things up. Another big thing was I set a goal to always continue to keep going silver each month. And I think that's been huge for my business. You know, we always got to get out there and sponsor. And, you know, like in January, I did 3, I sponsored 3, in February I did 5, and March I did 6. So it's out. Everybody can do that. You know, you can go out there and go silver. And that's also setting an example, good example for your team that you're out there working it too. And professional development. I think you got to keep reading those books and keep a great mindset, stay positive. And I think some of those things are what helped me to go gold. And, you know, for a long time I was silver and silver and silver, and I kept working and I kept pushing that snowball up the hill. But I feel like now I've got some momentum going, and I'm going to keep it going. But hopefully with those things, I can continue to do it.
Thank you, Missy, so much. And I just want to bring up that I think it's so important to have a running buddy. Plexus.
Love that tip.
Yes. And what I've noticed is Missy getting really engaged has caused Sherry to get really engaged, and now they're kind of running together, and it's really, really awesome. So I'm just so proud of those two for just running together, doing this business together, and building their friendship even closer. So very proud of you guys.
There it is. I'm back.
You couldn't see yourself?
No, I was having technical difficulties there for a minute.
That's funny. All right. So the next one that we have up is Tiffany Hill. And Tiffany went gold in January, I believe. And she is actually on Destination Diamonds. So we are sidelines to one another, but we have made good friends. And she's going to share her testimony. And Jamie Taylor can't be on tonight, so she sent her testimony. So she's going to share her own and Jamie's tonight. So Tiffany, let's see if I can find you. Are you unmuted? Nope.
Here.
There you are.
Hi. Okay, so I started back in November of 2013. And when I first started, I was wanting to lose weight, because I was carrying baby weight for like 3 years, and I was, blaming my kid for all the weight that I had on me and my laziness. And I just, I had a friend in the office that I worked at. We worked at an insurance place, and she was talking about this thing called Plexus. I was like, I've never even heard of it. I was like, whatever. I don't really know what you're talking about. And so, like after the first week or so, she had lost like 2 or 3 pounds. Like it was, not that many pounds. And at that point I was like, you lost how many pounds? Oh, let me check this out. And she told me how it was all natural, and how, the products were geared, or the Slim was formulated for, diabetics. And right there I was sold, because diabetes runs in my family pretty rampant. So I jumped on board pretty quickly. It didn't take very long for me to decide to do it. And so after that, I was on fire for a few months, and then I kind of fell off. And I really regret doing that from the beginning. Like, looking back now, hindsight is something else. I mean, hindsight, I wish I had been going just as hard as I am right now in this business as I did when I first started. So I regret that. But So I sat on it, and then back in April of last year, I found out I was pregnant with this little munchkin here. And at that point, I realized that I had this pot of gold that I'm just sitting on. And I didn't want to, I still don't want to, I don't want to work for somebody else for the rest of my life. I want to be home with my kids. I want to be able to, do what I want when I want to do it. And at that point, I had a mindset change. At that point, I realized at that time that I had a business that was sitting right underneath me that could give me everything that I wanted, as far as family time and time freedom and financial freedom, and I was just sitting on it. Before then, too, I had a friend of mine, Jamie Taylor, sign up on my team, and she is just, oh my goodness, she's kind of like Missy is to Sherry. Like she was running with the business. I mean, she was getting ambassadors left and right and working her business the way that I should have been doing it. And that right there, she motivated me to really kick up, step up my game. So, from the months of April till I went on maternity leave, I hit the bricks. I really did hit the business really hard. I started calling everybody. I started calling people, or texting and messaging, and like Sabrina was saying, using every bit of technology that I had within arm's length to really contact anybody and everybody, chicken list, everything. I started reading the professional development books. I started I was on Team Diamond Destination. Lindsay found me underneath the rubble and pulled me into Team Diamond Destination, and I made a dream board. I actually made a physical dream board, which is something I did not do before. I had a dream board. It was on my cell phone. It was a picture, but I didn't have an actual dream board. I made a complete turnaround from like a novice Plexus ambassador to this is a business and I'm going to treat it like one. And so I hit gold in January, and that month I was dead set on being gold. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It was going to happen. So towards the end of the month, it was the last day. Isn't it crazy? It's always the last day, and I'm like, that's when, like Sabrina, you woke up that day and you're like, it's gonna happen. I don't care what happens. I don't care if I'm ragged in the streets. It's gonna happen. But that was how it was. The last day, I was like, okay, I think I was like 80 points or something like that, and I was like, I don't care what I have to do. It's gonna happen tonight. It's happening. So I messaged inactive ambassadors. I did everything I possibly could do within my power, and I made it happen. And I think it's a matter of we can do anything that we want to do. It's a matter of, are you going to do what it takes to get it done? Are you going to have that mindset change and really follow through with it? Don't falter. Are you going to get it done? It's a yes or a no. And it's just a matter of doing it. I mean, what I really love about this business, about Plexus in general, is that the people that are diamonds are not these, hoity-toity people that we can't relate to. It's not like that at all. We are all regular people. And if, those folks can get to diamond, if those folks can get to emerald, and there are, folks that get to silver, if they can do it, we can do it. It's just a matter of doing it. So.
Thank you, Tiffany. I know you're going to share Jamie's in a minute, right?
Yes.
Okay. I love everything that you shared about you just have to make up your mind that you're going to do it. And make it happen is one of my very favorite quotes of all time. And there's a reason behind that. I was a state FFA officer a few years ago. I don't know how long ago, like close to 15 now, that was our slogan for the year, was to make it happen. Make your dreams happen. It really is all up to you. So thank you so much for sharing that. Lindsay, go ahead. You want to say anything?
No.
Okay. I just thought you might want to say
Wait. My favorite thing was pouring herself into personal development, because I think that there comes a time, if you are stuck where you are, there's a reason. And when you start developing yourself personally, so reading the network marketing books, grab some John Maxwell books, you'll find you start to grow as a person. And so because you're growing as a person, people around you start to take notice. And then ultimately your business grows because of it. So personal development is huge.
Yes.
It really, really is.
It really is. And before we move on, I wanted to go back to Sherry and Missy. I don't know if either one of them said it tonight. I'm in a public place, so I'm getting distracted. But I know on Saturday at Lake of the Ozarks, I think both of you said this. You said that you thought you were working the business before and realized that you really weren't. So can you maybe both touch on that for just a minute?
Yes. You know, like Missy and I kind of said earlier a little bit, you know, you think you're posting on Facebook, you might be talking to a person here and there, but I think for me, the biggest thing was I wasn't doing any follow-up. If I put something out there and somebody maybe nibbled on it a little bit, if they weren't super excited about it right away, I didn't pursue that very much. And I had some customers that I wasn't checking in with them and seeing how things were going, and so then they would fall away to the wayside. So those were some things that I really needed to do better with. Also, I think going forward, I'm going to be more bold and really work on developing relationships with people again, touching base with people that I haven't talked to in a long time, just commenting on, just, you know, building that base relationship, so that, and they'll see that I'm doing Plexus, and they'll see that I don't have to lead with that. I can lead with, how is your life? How are you? I love seeing the pictures of your kids, and not even bring up Plexus. And they're watching me and they're seeing that I'm in Plexus, and that's when I think this latest post I did that generated so much interest, I think that's what really got those people to, you know, take part in it. And now I'm still following up on all of those leads and nurturing those to see where they go. And I think just confidence and really believing and knowing this is a great business. We have awesome products. People need this, you know, and really having that in your heart all the time, that you're helping people. You need to hear what I'm giving you. This is something that can help you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Missy, do you want to touch on that for a minute?
Sure. I just really think, you know, when you're reaching out, like Sherry said, you know, making it about them, and, you know, knowing that we do have amazing products and we really are helping them. And I think, you know, inviting people slowly, you know, if it's brought up, you know, you can do that, and then, you know, give them a tool to think about, whether it be a catalog, or whether, you know, that they might maybe have some gut health issues, be like, hey, have you seen this article? I thought of you when I saw it, or, you know, this or that. And then, you know, getting back with them, and, you know, following up with them, and just, you know, putting it out there all the time. People are going to stay, and you being consistent, they're going to know that you're serious about Plexus and you're not going anywhere. And putting your belief out there, you know, being bold about your belief. I will do this no matter what, whether you're with me or not. I'm going. Come along for the ride, because it's going to be amazing. I also think people are attracted to all the fun that we have with Plexus. You know, if you're posting about, you know, all these great places you get to go, and these friendships you're building, and all the fun you're having, some people want that. Some people don't have that. And when they see we are so amazing with our friendships, and we have this great network of friends and fun and products, they're going to want to be a part of it. So I think some of that goes a long ways too.
I agree so much. We do have a lot of fun, don't we? We have Plexus sleepovers and all sorts of stuff. But I want to go back to something that Sherry said. She said, I don't know why it's doing that
I
to
had
me.
FOMO on that sleepover, guys, because I was supposed to be there.
We'll have another one.
It was
Yeah, we gotta
fun.
have another one.
It was fun. We didn't get much sleep that night. But I wanted to touch on something that Sherry said, and she said something about she wasn't real very good at follow-up, and I think we've all been guilty of that. And I noticed a couple people on Saturday at Lake of the Ozarks had this. It's an activity log. I spent $10 on it, or just earlier today, so it's empty right now, but I'm going to go home and fill it. This activity log, you have the date, the time, the name, the phone number, the subject. Is follow-up required is a box, and then your initials or a check mark. There's a check mark box. So you can actually use this for your Frank's list, for your list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. As many friends as you have on Facebook, you should have their names written down if they're not with Plexus already. So you need to, and then there's a lot of people who don't use Facebook, so you'll want their names written down. You should have more names than what you have friends on Facebook written in this book. This will hold 2,000 names, and you can make notes in the subject line or whatever. So this is a great way. But if you choose not to use this and you have a way to do it that is very good, keep that up. But follow-up's the key. It is the key. I followed up with some people today and realized that with one of them, I didn't follow up fast enough. And she went with someone else. Whose fault is that? That's my fault. It's nobody else's. So I'm just letting you know, follow up is the key. And Shalona, I got this at, is it Staples that's in tape? Staples, but I have friends that's gotten it at Office Max too. So pretty cool. Okay. Tiffany, will you share Jamie's testimony, please?
I sure will. Before I do that, another thing that I did that I wanted to share and make sure that was known is that when I changed my mindset, you're going to have negative Nancy's all over Facebook. They are everywhere. Oh, yes. They are everywhere. People post the most horrible things. And then on top of that, you're going to get people that are going to want to debate with you about the products. So what I did, the second that somebody said anything contrary to the belief of Plexus is not, I cut them off. I unfollowed. I didn't unfriend, just unfollowed, because we don't need to see that negativity. When we're on a roll, negativity is just as contagious as positivity. So whenever they started getting, a little bit negative, I unfollowed, and I didn't see it in my newsfeed anymore. So I think that that's something that it's crucial, because like I said, a negative attitude is just as contagious as a positive one. So
I keep thinking of things to say. Is that okay? I'm gonna butt in real quick. When you're seeing great things happen in your business, you're going to see people come out of the woodwork that want to ruin it for you. Mm-hmm. You just have to know that and be like, I'm not wasting my time on that, and just move on. Okay. So there are people out there that are miserable in their life, or they're just, it's hard for them to see happiness in others, and they're just going to want to, it's hard. You just don't give them the time of day. And like you said, hide them from your news feed, move on. And I always say, I don't have time for that in my life. And somebody shared something on Facebook the other day that said it took 40 years for me to, and I'm not 40 yet, it took me 33 years to love myself, and I forgot what it said, but it was something along those lines about, I don't have time to try to get you to love me, and that's okay. They're either going to love you or they're not. But a lot of people come around later on. Okay. So just give them that time, give them that space, take them out of your news feed, and focus on the positive.
And don't get upset about the no's either. Just, that's not really a no, it's a not right now. And just move on to the next, because I've had some no's that turned around later and came back and turned into yeses. And I think everybody can say that about this business.
Yes.
So don't get down about that. You just have to go, okay, on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Just moving forward.
Yep. All right.
All right. So Jamie is at kindergarten orientation or something like that, and she's really upset because she's not able to get on. Let me see here. Where'd she put that? Hold on one second. Okay, so she has 0 service, and she's really upset that she's not able to get on. But here's her part that I'm going to read here. It says, my Plexus journey began 2 years ago. I couldn't afford the products, but desperately needed them, so I joined to get the wholesale pricing. It wasn't until after I had my third baby in June of 2015 that I realized what an incredible opportunity I was sitting on. We were living paycheck to paycheck, barely making ends meet, and I either had to go back to work and send all 3 kiddos to daycare or make this whole Plexus thing work for me. I had shared on Facebook prior to last year and attended a few events, but I was never serious about it because I didn't believe that this was something I could actually do, and neither did my husband. He was extremely skeptical, even though he had watched me lose over 60 pounds and knew how much these products had helped me. Anyways, I still had a slow start when I finally committed to the business because I was clueless. I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing or how I was supposed to be growing my team. So I started reading and watching YouTube videos. I became obsessed with learning and growing as an individual. Then Lindsay came into my life and started talking about positive affirmations and mindset. I thought she was a bit crazy at first. I didn't know that was in there. Sorry, Lindsay. I'm not even going to lie. But she was on.
It's okay. I am crazy. It's okay.
It's funny. I'm going to read that one again. I thought she was a bit crazy at first. Not even going to lie. But she was on to something. And that changed everything for me. My business took off in November through December of last year. I hit gold in February, and I'm on my way to senior gold. I started believing in myself, and everything else has fallen into place. So if you're ever in a funk or struggling in any aspect of your life or business, start speaking life into yourself. Surround yourself with positive people. Think good thoughts. It just may change everything. As John Maxwell said, if you always do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always gotten. Change is good. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Incredible things can happen. And I cannot wait to see what the rest of 2016 brings for me and my team. And that's Jamie.
Awesome. Thank you, Tiffany.
Welcome. I love
Renee to unmute. She's kind of been leading the meeting. I love what she said about surrounding yourself with positive because Renee and I recently got to go to Jewel leadership training, and one of the things that they said over and over that kept sticking out to us is for every negative you hear, you have to replace that with 10 positives. So think about that. If somebody tells you that you can't do it, you got to go out and find 10 things to focus on that are positive so that you can change your mindset. And not everybody has the ability to just do that. Sometimes we get down on ourselves, and that's okay. But we have to learn to realize when that happens and to look for the positives. So oftentimes, things that I do, if I run across a negative, is I will quickly try to find something in my house that I love, and I'll focus on that for a few minutes. And I'll be like, you know what? I really love my dream board up there. I'm going to make everything happen on that. And I think positive. So keep that in mind whenever you've got negativity in your life. Renee?
And another thing that our team is doing, and I think is really, really, really important, is that we're partnering up many times with sideline team members. So it may not be people that's in your downline necessarily, but we're calling each other or Facebook messaging by voice at least 3 times a week. My partner does it every day. She's awesome. You saw Missy go like this. She calls me every day. It's awesome. And we read each other's affirmations out loud to the other person. And we do so boldly and confidently and with excitement and enthusiasm. And let me tell you, especially if you get them first thing in the morning, it pumps you up, makes you want to jump up out of bed, get dressed, and run with your business. So if you guys can do that, partner up with someone, write your affirmations and send them to your partner, and consistently call each other. I think I've had a few team members that thought I was crazy too whenever I suggested they do this. They're like, I feel like I'm lying to myself when some of these things aren't really happening. Or let's be real, Renee, it's not, this isn't the way it is. I've always said, when you preface what you're getting ready to say with "let's be real," it's probably negative. So if any of you come to me and say, "I just want to be real," I'm going to say, "You're going to have to take that real somewhere else because I don't want to hear it if it's negative." Because truthfully, when you verbalize something, it not only affects you, it affects everyone around you. So if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. That's a rule to follow. And definitely focus on the good. So many times I have people that only see the negative, but they don't see the good things that are happening. So focus on the good, and reading these daily affirmations really reprograms your mind into being more positive. Don't just rely on your affirmation partner to read them to you, though. You need to read them to yourself or say them out loud to yourself. So I like to put mine in 3 or 4 different places, maybe like a note in my car, post it in the bathroom on the mirror because I'm always doing the makeup and fixing my hair, right? So I can read them there. Put them on a sticky note on your computer. Perfect opportunities to just have those right there where you can look at them and read them. So
I want to throw in there too. You can record yourself saying your affirmations so that whenever you have a drive, you can hit play, put it on speakerphone, and listen to yourself saying your affirmations. And also, I want to say, if you ever receive a message from Missy Scheibe, she will light up your day because she always ends with a positive note and is going to tell you how great you are or something along those lines. So a compliment goes a long way. So when you are messaging people, in the conversation with a compliment, you'll brighten somebody's day. She does it all the time.
she does. So, all right, just to wrap up, is there anything any of you ladies wanted to say? Did you think of something that you'd like to share? Is there anyone on the call that has a question that you'd like to type into the chat box? And then we'll wrap up for tonight.
I'll say one more thing.
Okay.
I just want to tell people never give up because, we've all had our little struggles, but if we would have given up, if I would have had it given up because my business wasn't going the way I wanted to, and I sat on silver for a long time, people. It was a good 2 years, 2 years and 3 months maybe. It might have been easy to give up, but I'm not going to give up, and I don't think any of you guys should either, because if you give up, then you will fail. But as long as you keep putting one foot in front and the other, and keep going and keep digging for those goals and keep making those goals, you will keep going and you'll be farther ahead than you were before that. And you will see those rank advancements. And this rank advancement has really hit me hard because it's been a lot of work, but I'm not going to stop. So next stop, senior gold, right? So but seriously, just don't quit and you'll still win and you'll still be ahead.
If it was easy, it would be sleazy, right? That's what Rita Davenport said at Leaders Retreat. If it was easy, it would be sleazy, and we know that this is not sleazy. All right, Crystal has a question. Oh, she said, thanks, Missy, I'm in the same boat. Thanks, Missy, I'm in the same boat. Awesome.
Can I say one more?
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's important that we don't think that you can do this. Don't say, I think I can do this. Know that you can. You have to visualize yourself in every aspect of it, whether it be the small goals or the big goals. Just know that you can do this. It's not getting a PhD. This is something that we can do. You just have to make the commitment to put the time in and the effort in, and you can do it. Everybody can do this. We got this. Don't doubt yourselves.
Can I throw in one more thing? If you have a team that's not real chatty and you guys don't talk a whole bunch, and find someone that you can jump in there with that you can be a part of. And Tiffany added me to their team chat, and it has helped so much. So if you have a team that's not too chatty and you just need that extra support and that extra go every day, find someone that you can partner up with, because let me tell you what, since Tiffany has added me to her little team chat, it has been amazing. The support they have for each other, the cheering on, it is fantastic. It is wonderful. So
We
thank
love
you.
you.
All right, so lesson learned tonight is everybody has their own journey, and so we don't need to compare journeys, but there are other people out there who you might relate to. And so we hope that one of these ladies, you might relate to their journey, and maybe can reach out to them and ask them some questions. I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Yeah. We did have a question, Mom. We did have a question. It was, how do you follow up without being pushy or sounding needy? And I'll just pitch in real quick what I do, and if y'all want to share in a minute, but I always tell people to expect me to follow up. So I do believe it's all in the communication. So, you know, for example, tonight I packaged up some catalogs and some samples for people that are my prospect. And I simply said, I'm going to follow up with you in about 3 to 5 days, make sure you got your package, and show you how to mix up the slim or whatever, you know. So I always tell them to expect to hear back from me. And then if I send them a video or something like that, I'll say, I'll give you a couple days to watch that and I'll follow up because I would love to get your feedback on that. So just simply doing things like that, it really just, they expect it. And then if you don't do it, then you're not trustworthy, you know, because you've got to follow up and do what you say you're going to do. And if you don't, then they don't trust you, right? And they're not going to feel annoyed by you if you're telling them what you're going to do. Anyone else have anything on that?
I don't, but like Renee said, I do the same thing. And then I put like on my calendar, like if I say, okay, I'm going to follow up with so-and-so in 3 days on this video, that in my planner on that day, I'll make a little check mark. I'll put follow up with Susie about the millennial video. And then when it comes to Wednesday and I'm getting ready to work my Plexus business into my nooks and crannies of my day, or whenever my business hours are over, so I don't have to be like, oh, what am I going to do today? Then I'll just go, oh, I need to message Susie about that, and I can message her, voice text her, whatever I need, and get back with her. So making yourself accountable is really helpful too, and getting that planner out and using it.
Awesome. Thank you. Oh, Sherry, I'm going to unmute you. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
I downloaded this from the Plexus Power Tools, and it's just a sheet that you write down their name, Facebook name, all their info, and what they're interested in, and then you can write the date that you talk to them and when you're going to follow up. And I jot down what we talked about and what I want to talk about the next time when I follow up. And I have a sheet like this for all my customers, my ambassadors, people that are just prospects, people that are inactive. I have a sheet like this for all of them. And I really love these, and I just put them in a binder. And that's just another really good way to kind of keep track of everybody and know what it was you talked about last time, because that's hard to remember sometimes if it's been a week or two. And so you can just look at that real quick before you contact them again.
Can you tell what Sherry and Missy do for a living? You're so organized.
Teachers, they're organized.
Very organized and so jealous. Shalona wants to know what that sheet was called again.
It is called the Customer Information and Follow-Up, and I got it off the Power Tools, Plexus Power Tools.
Okay, and that's what, a $10 a year membership, and then everything is so organized and easy to find. All right, Lindsay, do you want to say anything to wrap up?
I do the same exact thing. I'm not a teacher, but I am a little bit more organized. And I do what Missy does. I, use the calendar. I also keep track of when I friend somebody, when somebody new friends me. That way I know to like their stuff, comment, and so they show up in my newsfeed more. But that's how I follow up as well.
Awesome. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. We went over tonight, but I think it was really good. And please give us some feedback when we post the video on the team pages. Let us know if you like this format, because we can do it again. And I plan on doing it again because we have some people coming up and they're going to be hitting senior gold soon. We have some more coming up to hit gold. We have a new Emerald ambassador on the team that's going to share her story soon. So get ready. We're going to do this more often, and we'd love to hear from you. So Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And that's it for tonight. We'll talk to you guys later.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.